All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Tuesday. It is Tuesday, November 8th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Ruby Tuesday. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your friends right here at HockeyPickscom. Sign up today and follow the top pickers each and every day right here at HockeyPickscom. Follow the most followed pickers. And you can see here, Rory Bashnik, 2-1 yesterday, 1-2 for yours truly. Our leader, Mike Anthony, 0-3. In fact, when you go to our top scorers, there's the top two scorers right now. Rory Bashnik, Canuck Down Under, Pro Line Mike Anthony at 590, and Houndman 8 is at 566. You want to follow the top pickers each and every day right here at HockeyPicks.com. And anytime you do a perfect night, you will get a mini Stanley Cup into your profile. And you want to get all your picks monitored. It tracks all your 100 picks. In fact, every pick you put into the board, it will record them, and then you get added to the features here at the website. Also, don't forget, you can count those parlays, especially with college basketball going on right now. You can calculate all those parlays. In fact, let me show you how it works. You go to parlaycalculator.com. Once you get there, you put in the figures. So if you got a minus figure, you got to put minus 110. And then if you got an underdog of 150, you got an underdog of 170, a favorite of 220, and then you got a 125 underdog, and you put, let's say you put $25 on a 5-team parlay. You calculate it, and it pays $1,029.34, and that is how it works. And the good thing about the parlay calculator, it works very nicely on a mobile-friendly device. So if you have like an iPad, a Samsung, or an iPhone, it really comes out nice on your mobile device. So check it out, parlaycalculator.com. And the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest, we are already in season number 11, and we have a new leader. In fact, well, not a new leader. We got two co-leaders, and that's right, All Red 1, All Red B1 caught up to Colby Ryan W, who is our leader for the first 10 weeks, and we have a two-way tie for top spot right now. Still City Madman was in first place yesterday, but lost with New Orleans, so we got a really tight race here at the World Series of Handicapping.com Pro Football Contest, and you can see the two leaders have 60 units, and we don't track records, we track the amount of units. The way this contest works is you go in every week, you put in 7 picks, sides or totals, and you rate those selections 7 units to 1 unit, and it's the player with the most amount of units at the end of the season, because it's all about the money. Show me the money! Yeah, and our two leaders are showing everybody the money with their great record here at the World Series of Handicapping.com Pro Football Contest, and the winner of the contest will win this beautiful Baron Championship rings. In fact, we've already given out 10 rings the last 10 years, and we will give out another ring at the end of the season. And good luck to all the players playing and who are in the top spot at the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest at worldseriesofhandicapping.com. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It is a beautiful 4 degrees here, a little chilly, a little nippy here in the nation's capital, but it is nice and hot inside, and hopefully it's nice and hot where you're at, and hopefully you guys cashed in on some money yesterday. We gave out some winners here on the Raymond Report, and hopefully you were able to be on the right side of the NFL Monday Night Football game with the Baltimore Ravens. We did like the Ravens yesterday on the money line. We also liked a few money line plays with Dallas and Boston. I think the only loss we had was the free pick we gave out on the Phoenix Suns minus 2.5. Unfortunately, we didn't see CP3 play, and hopefully you had a good Monday night. I had a very good day. In fact, yesterday with our nephew, we went out to the movie. I once saw the movie Black Adams, and really impressed with the sound, the visual, and it was a very well done movie. Didn't see The Rock was so serious in that movie. Not used to seeing The Rock so serious in his movies, but you can see with my handicapper, right? Going to watch movies on a Monday afternoon instead of on the weekends or a Friday night. I bet you every other handicapper are just like that as well. All right, so we do got a good show lined up to you. Now it's going to be a little bit of a a Miller Lite or a Raymond Report Light type show today, because we are not handicapping any NBA basketball games due to the midterm election here in the not here, but down in the United States. But here at the Raymond Report, we will talk about college football. We do have some MAC games we'll break down. We'll also do the NHL games. We'll take a look at the standings, and we'll see what's going on in the NBA, NHL, NFL, college football, and we'll always take a look at that. All right, so I want to say good morning to the bullpen. I see some of the Ramblers, Gamblers, and the Stumblers are into the bullpen. There's Dave D. I got to get this right. Dave DLGND. I hope I got that right. And here we go. Says Dave DLGND. FU Cancer's in the house with his Fat Alberts. Hey, hey, hey. And show me the money. Yeah, we'll show you the money. Show me the money! Morning, let's get the money here, says Panger Life. Pele J is in the house. Good morning, Pele J. And Juicebox in the house. Happy days, good people, on a Ruby Tuesday. Ravens looked scary last night. That's the defense they are known for. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of defense, Tennessee Titans defense looked pretty good too the other night, even though they lost. That's a punishing defense. But no, big win last night for the Ravens, and unfortunately for New Orleans, they didn't look pretty good on offense, and they got the L right there. All right, we're gonna take a look at what's on deck here today, and as we always do, we always start off the show by looking at the sports betting golden rules of sports betting, and let's straight cash, homie. Yeah, straight cash time, and we talk about the Raymond Report. In the Raymond Report, we talk about value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, money management, and always remember, you have to have a game plan, or as Mike Singletary would say,
our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Yeah, go out there and hit your bookmaker right in the mouth. And A, B, and C-type teams, that's what you're going to hear me talk about here today on the show. Teams that are A-type teams are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. Teams with a B type team, those are teams with a 50 to 59.9. And C-type teams, those are teams with a 49% or lower. And those teams, we rarely ever bet on those C-type teams.
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, because, when you bet on C-type teams, they come with a very low public confidence, but they have to do high rewards if they do cash in. And also, we look at teams' performance cycles. And if you look at NFL, college football, CFL, we look at the games in a 3-game scope. And we look at bullish, neutral, and bearish teams. And when it comes to MLB, NHL, NBA, well, then it's a 7-game cycle. And that's where we're looking at teams. Either they're bullish, neutral, or cycle. A team that is bullish in the MLB, NHL, NBA means they're 7-0, 6-1, 5-2 in their last 7 games. That means they're the team of the hour. Teams that are neutral from a market psychology point of view between you and the bookmaker, there's really not a big edge from a market psychology point of view. 3-4, 4-3 in the last 7. And teams that are bearish, those are teams that, they, as Joe Namath would say, those are teams that are
struggling.
Yeah, those are 0-7, 1-6, and 2-5 in their last 7. And we also look at the top 10 commandments of sports betting, and thou shalt not bet big money on C-type team in the Rain Report. Never lay points, take the points, or bet the money line or the over-under. And here's a great example. Last night, the Dallas Mavericks, I believe they were like 6 or 6.5 against the Brooklyn Nets. And I took the points, right? I took the money line. I didn't lay the points. I took the money line. They won by 3. And even though I had to lay a bit more juice, I didn't have to sweat out that spread, right? Create your number. It's your number against the bookmaker. And if you are going to create a number, I do recommend you check out the ATS calculator at atscalculator.com. I'll show you how that works there in just a few seconds. Also, never force a pick because you need action on the game. You don't do that.
No, you don't do that.
Never force a pick. Yep, you don't want to do that. Never chase losing bets on a bad day. Don't be chasing those Monday night football games. Bet with your wallet, not your heart. NHL home favorites coming off a 1-goal loss since 2011 have won 60% of the time. Never bet against A-type teams who are bullish at home.
No, you don't do that.
Nope. The 24-hour rule of betting. Take a day off after a big win. Enjoy the win because you just never know when you're going to get that next big win. And never bet on teams who are in a bearish cycle because you want to let those teams work out those hiccups, right? Teams go through ups and downs, just like today. If you're looking at the stock market or the cryptocurrency, and the midterms, I guess today is going to be a day where you probably want to turn that off, right? Don't be following your 401ks or all your investments because you'll probably have an aneurysm or something. All right, let me see here. Brent Vienna's in the house. Good morning, Brent. And Juicebox says, Vrabel is a great coach, great defense from the Titan despite the loss. Who's Mizzou? The network's in the house. Good morning, who's Mizzou? And good morning, Bullpen Show. Show me the Rubies on a Ruby Tuesday. Suns killed me last night. Yeah, they killed a lot of us. And Dave, I feel you. I took the Suns as well. And hopefully, remember I said Boston? Boston, they're that, obviously they went to the NBA Finals last year, but, playing a young team like the Memphis Grizzlies. And I said yesterday, the Boston's like the schoolyard bully, right? They're going to come in there and they're going to throw their weight around, and they got the W. And that was a little bit of homeschooling last night in Memphis, right? Great win for the Celtics, even though you had to sweat it out just a bit, but we did get that straight cash, right, Randy Moss?
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, we got that straight cash in Memphis. All right, let's get on as we always do here in the Raymond Report. We always go feed the ponies, and let's go feed some ponies. 1 minute to post time. I need more volume here. There we go. Yeah, need a little volume to get me all pumped up for horse racing today. And today at the Parks Racing in Pennsylvania, it's a race number one's a $10,000 maiden claiming race. Post time today at Parks is 12:25 p.m. The distance in race number one is 5.5 furlongs. And I'm going to recommend 621 today at Parks in race number one. And the number 6 horse Flag with Silvera in the saddle. Silvera is 44% in the money last 100 races. Enforcer, the number 2 horse with the MJ Sanchez taking the ride on the number 2 Enforcer, and the number 1 horse at 15-1 Morning Line, My Slick Nick with A. Hernandez taking a ride on My Slick Nick at 15-1. And speaking of 15-1, our joker, our value play of the day is the number 7 horse Power of Aquarius, and that is A. Bowman, who's also 31% last 100 races. Number 7 horse Power of Aquarius is 15-1 Morning Line. Now, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go with the favorite here. I'm going to go with the number 6 horse Flag. I'm going to put 10 to win, 10 to place on the 6 with Silvera in the saddle. And this way, if Flag comes in first, we get paid twice. He comes in second, we get paid once, which is also nice. And you can bet all the races today at Parks Racing just by visiting our website right here at ATSSTATS.com. Go to horses. Get the free tip sheet, or you get the premium tip sheets. We have about 6-7 races, tracks going here today, and you can get all the races for free right here at ATSStats.com. All right. Hope you enjoyed the Breeders' Cup. And again, I forgot to see if our tip sheet did well this weekend. I don't know if you guys can tell me if our tip sheet did well. And I see a big win in Boston, Celtics, Bruins, and BC. I believe that's Boston College. Dave, I feel you. And James wanted a little Ric Flair this morning. There you go, James S. A little woo action for you right there. Speaking of woo action, let's take a look at the NBA. Well, since there's no games here today, but let's see how the markets are doing in the National Basketball Association. Last 7 days, you can see the association favorites are winning 63.4% of their games and only covering 49.3%. So that means if you're betting the favorites, the last 7 days in the NBA, you're winning 63.4% of your bets straight up, but only covering about 50%. So bookmaker likes that aspect. In fact, look at yesterday, the underdogs. Well, Mr. Peterson.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
Yeah, they were wearing milk-bone underwears in the NBA yesterday, the dog bettors, because the dogs went 12-3. The dogs were barking yesterday, and the dogs made a lot of money. Hey, the dogs made a lot of money, and
yeah, baby.
Yeah, there's every dog bettor that bet the NBA last night feeling pretty happy. And looking also at the over-under, 11-4 to the under. So on the 7-day average, when it comes to NBA unders, 62.4% of the games have gone under the total the last 7 days in the NBA. All right, let's take a look at the NHL. And yesterday in the National Hockey League, only 3 games on the circuit. You had a 2-1 night for the underdogs. 2-1 on the puck line, and if you look at the 7-day average, we're neutral market. You know what? It's been pretty much a balance, and this is why my hockey picks of lately have pretty much. Where's my? Hey, let me see if I can.
We just got our ass totally kicked.
Yeah, that's me.
We couldn't
hockey.
do diddly
poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked.
Those are my hockey picks the last, I would say, the last 7 days. They suck. But you know what? Once you fall off the horse, you got to get right back on it, right? 51% of the favorites have cashed in the last 7 days. And looking at the over-under, 66.6. Remember I told you guys, this will eventually, it always works out to 50%. The bookmakers do a good job balancing the books here on the over-unders. And for the neutral market in the 7-day puck lines, 56.9%. And if you're a dog player in hockey, check the puck line. I know you're going to lay a little bit more juice, but it's just the percentage play is always very high, 58.3% on the season. I see my good friend from Lisbon is in the house, Rui Pedro Nagueria. Hello, Ray. Who let the dogs out of the NBA? Straight cash for me. Yeah, straight cash, homie, right there. We'll get you a straight cash.
Straight cash, homie.
Mark Nation used the ATS trends and hit a 3-team NBA parlay. Denver, Dallas, and Golden State. Congratulations for Mark Nations.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, love to hear that. Love to hear when the members are making a little bit of money using the tools in the toolbox at ATSStats.com. And let's take a quick look here at the the NFL. Let's go to NFL standings, and I wonder if the 72 Dolphins are getting a little bit agitated, just a bit, a little nervous, eh? I know normally when every team has one loss there, they pop the champagne, but they must be getting a little bit nervous right now because let's go to NFL, because the Eagles have yet to have lost the game. They're 8-0 in the season. The Vikings 7-1. Man, you know, the Vikings doing a good job. I still am not sold on the Vikings. I'm not there. I'm just not there with the Vikings. When I look at, Minnesota. When I look at Minnesota, they don't. I can't put them in the same conversation as, say, even though the Bills lost to the Jets. Who else would be a good team? The Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys, this is going to be a toss-up to find a Super Bowl winner. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these middle-of-the-pack teams come up in the second half and they just come up and win a Super Bowl. I think it's just going to be one of those type of years, right? And we'll see what happens in the second half. I've got to check the Eagles' schedule, see who they got in the second half of the schedule, see if they have any tough games coming up. Hopefully, Josh Allen will be okay for the Bills, because I know Bills Mafia, including myself, getting a little nervous, making sure that Josh Allen's going to be okay. Looking at the top teams against the spread in the National Football League. There's Bill Belichick, the hoodie, and the Patriots 6-3 against the point spread. Tennessee 6-2. The Cowboys will be in Green Bay this weekend, 6-2. Cincinnati 6-3 against the number. New York Football Giants, the G-Men, 6-2. The Jets, hey, you know what? The Jets, they're a hard-working team. That's all I got to say. The Jets, tip my hat off. The Salah has done a great job, and Zach Wilson. I wasn't really sure of Zach Wilson being an NFL quarterback, but you got to give him his props. He's got the team going, and at the end of the day, what does Bill Parcells says all the time? You are what your record says you are. And right now, the New York Football Jets, Jets, they are a football playoff team as we speak. There's the Falcons, 4-5, a losing record, but they do cover the spread, so they are a bettor's best friend. I did have the Falcons. I bought the hook there this week, and I got it early when it was 3.5 early in the week, so I know a lot of people got the push. There's Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks, and the Commanders also at 5-4 against the point spread. Eagles, though, even though they're 8-0, only 5-3 against the number. How about the best team against the number at home? Even though there's not a lot of games, the Philadelphia Eagles 4-0 against the point spread at home, also straight up. The Dallas Cowboys, look at this. Teams that win straight up also cover the spread. So 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the point spread, 4-0, 4-0. 2-3, but 3-2. And the Giants 3-1, 3-1. So basically, if you can find a team to win straight up at home, they've done a pretty good job also covering the spread. And looking at the road records, the Road Warriors, and there's I'm looking at the point spread. I'm not looking at the straight up factor. You can see that the New England Patriots 4-1 against the number, Chargers 4-0, Jets 4-0, Ravens 4-1, Tennessee Titans 4-1. Those are your top 5 teams against the number in the National Football League. And let's look at the type of teams, and this is one thing I always like to look at, since it is a Tuesday and it's like reset Reset Tuesday, because anybody who's in the industry, doing analytics, Tuesday's the reset button, right? For all the NFL teams, for us, because, the Monday night game finishes, that then you just close the book, the chapter on that week, and then you regenerate the stats for the next week. So all the numbers you got to get going. You start them here on a Tuesday. All right, so looking at the A-type teams in the Rain Report, these are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. And look at this. The A-type teams in the National Football League at home this year, 35-13 straight up with a 72.92 win percentage. And on the road, believe it or not, they're better on the road, 38-14. So all the A-type teams are actually road warriors, and you can see they're doing a very, very good job. And those teams are averaging 2.9, basically 3 wins on the road. The B-type teams, look at that. There's only 3 B-type teams, and those are teams with 50 or 59.9 win percentage. It was the same thing last year in the NBA. I noticed in the report, right, in my system, that it's either you're either in the penthouse or you're either in the outhouse. Hey, this is the lobby right here. New England, Cincinnati, San Francisco in the lobby, trying to decide if they're part of the penthouse or outhouse. And here's the outhouse. Well, speaking of the B-type teams, 7-4, 63.6 on the at home this year, and on the road 7-8. So not really trustworthy. I'm talking about New England, Cincinnati, San Francisco, and when you think of it from a market psychology. When I think of the Patriots, Cincinnati, and the 49ers, I just think the first thing that comes to mind, inconsistency, right? Inconsistency, and you got to beat the beatables, and you got to compete against the top teams. But these are 3 inconsistent teams, and the record shows, right? And then you got the disappointments. Hey, the teams in the outhouse, the Steelers, Cleveland, Indianapolis. I was looking at this here this morning, and I was saying, which team is a really, really big disappointment? Obviously, Pittsburgh's a big disappointment. I wouldn't say Cleveland. They were kind of a mess off season. Indianapolis, yeah, a bit of a disappointment. Matty Ryan was there. Man, holy cow, hey, what the hell's going on in Indianapolis, right, Coach? Jacksonville, Houston, Denver too. Yeah, Las Vegas.
What the hell's going on out here?
Washington, not really. Green Bay.
What the hell's going on out here?
Chicago, Detroit, Carolina, New Orleans, Tampa Bay.
What the hell's going on out here?
Atlanta, LA. The Rams. Yeah, they get double.
What the hell's going on out here?
And also the Arizona Cardinals. What the hell's going on with those teams right now in the National Football League? I know you probably got tired of hearing that soundbite, but had to make a point, an emphasis, I had to really give it an exclamation mark. Remember in Seinfeld where I think it was Elaine? Hey, why is it with you? Everything's an exclamation mark. But yeah, everything was an exclamation mark right there. But the biggest one, I think the biggest disappointment of all these C-type teams, it has to be the Super Bowl champions, right? The LA Rams. Man, what's going on with the Rams this year? Tampa Bay, not really. Are we really so surprised with all the offseason distraction? Green Bay. I think Green Bay is a big one too. But you lose your top receiver. What do you expect? But this one here is a big one. I think the Rams, to me, are the biggest disappointment so far this year in the National Football League. All right, a little stats right there. Just wanted to show you guys that, and let's get to the what do we got next here? I think it's the MAC. It's some MAC football. You guys love some MAC tonight. Let's get to the college football. Let's go to the MAC report. And let's see what's going on. Chargers +7 says Loki Louie. Winnipeg money line. Yeah, you know what? I got to do some CFL. We'll take a look at the CFL this week. You got the division finals. You got the Montreal Alouettes traveling to the Big Smoke, Toronto. Take on the Argonauts. That'll be your 1 o'clock game. And then the great game in the Western Conference final between the BC Lions and Nathan Rourke is back. He looked pretty good. Unfortunately, our Calgary pick didn't look good this week. And, it is what it is. Jake Mayer didn't look good. The Bo Levi Mitchell came in too late. But, hopefully, sorry about that. I know Calgary was a big pick, but I really thought Dickinson would have figured that out. But what a mess it is in Calgary. And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, they're going to be obviously they're the team to beat. A two-time defending Grey Cup champion, going for their three-peat. So it's going to be a great semifinal weekend in the Canadian Football League. All right, let's get to your 3 MAC games here tonight, and we'll kick it off with the Ohio Bobcats taking on the Miami Redhawks. And before I do that, let me take a look right here of the bullpen. Sad day we don't get to hear the NBA jingle. You like those one? All right, I'll give you a jingle. I'll give you a jingle there, Dave D, LG and D. There you go. I kind of makes me feel good that you guys appreciate that. I love that. Yolioso's in the house. Cleveland Cavaliers meltdown, says Olioso. I guess he had them last night. Rui Pedro, hello Ray. Who let the dogs out? NBA. Straight cash for me. Straight cash, homie. And
straight cash, homie. All
right, let me see here. Portland was my underdog, and they showed me the money.
Show me the money!
There's DBU's in the house. Bien Trabajo's in the house. Coaching on the Cavs bench failed us. No way they schemed Carlin to chuck threes, says Bien Trabajo from the DB University. If sports betting was easy, we would all be rich. Absolutely. Amen to that. Amen to that. Winnipeg money line for low-key Louis tonight. I think he's on the NHL. And Louis says, NHL, I'm thinking on Winnipeg for tonight. Let's see. Yeah, we'll take a look at that in just 1 second. All right, let's take a look at the college football. Hey, some MAC tonight. And you got the Bobcats traveling to Miami, Ohio. Take on the Redhawks. -2 is the line, 50.5 is the total, and we do have a 27-24 victory for Ohio, who 4-1 in their last 5. So it's not how you start, right? It's how you finish. And right now, Ohio playing some really good football, but from a sports betting, and remember the rules, right? It's not the team against the team, it's the number against the number. And as much as we want to handicap Ohio against Miami, you do have to include the numbers game into this. And you think market psychology. And Ross Benjamin, my good friend, says it all the time. Think like a bookmaker. Now, if you just stepped up to the plate here and you're saying, okay, who am I going to take in this game here tonight? And when it looks too easy and all the analytics are pointing to one side, to me, from a market psychology, it throws a wrenches in everything, because if it looks too easy, it's not, right? 5-0 against the point spread against 2-3. 0-5 to the under for Miami, their last 5. I did have the line value favoring Miami at -1.2. The chance of winning this game, 60%. For the Bobcats, chance of covering 65%. That's based on the percentage play. And the chance of this one going over the total is at 75%. And you look at Ohio's record on the road this year. Bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team. 5-0 at home, but 1-3 on the road. 2-2 against the number, where Miami 2-1 at home. 1-2 against the number. And taking a look at the previous matchup last year when these two teams met, November 2nd, the game was at Ohio. It was a 35-33 win. Prior to that, the year before, there was a COVID break in there, so 21-24. You can see, look at that. The last 3 games have been decided by 3 points or less. So I don't know if we're going to get the 4-peat here on a close game, but looking at Ohio last week, 45-24 victory over Buffalo, 24-17 over Northern Illinois. And you know what? Let's go to the famous ATS calculator, and let's see what my calculator said. Let's go Ohio. Let's see Ohio right here. And let's go to the O. And let's go to Miami, Ohio, where Big Ben Roethlisberger played his football right there. Hey, a little Big Ben reference. That's why you guys watch the show, just for those quirky stats right there. And let me go to the M, Miami, Ohio. Survey says, and we do like, the home team, 1.04, and the over-under at 52.6. You know what? Let me see here. 2-1 at home. Last game against the Zip was a win. And let me see their last couple of games here. 27-9, Western Michigan, 16-10 loss. Bowling Green, 17-13. I kind of like the fact that they're at home tonight. And we got a 27-24 victory for Ohio. And we got the over-under landing on 52 points. Maybe the over is where you want to go, but I don't like the Kogo. The Kogo is way too high. And you know the rules, right? When in doubt, get out. And that's what I'm going to do in this one. If I don't really feel it, I'm not going to force it, right? So I'm going to sit this one out. Let's go to the next game. But, I just want to give you guys some to chew on that game. And Ohio against Miami. Let's get to Ball State taking on the Toledo Rockets. The Rockets right now on the season I believe it's 5-3. And looking at Ball State, 4-4. Look at the line, -11. So we're not laying 11, right? That's one of the rules. 50.5 is the total. And for Ball State, 4-1 against the number in their 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games. 3-2 against the number. 1-4 to the under. And when I look at Toledo, my line value, I did have it at -10.2. So the bookmaker right there. So fair market value. It could be another game where I just sit this one out. And looking at Ball State on the year, 4-4, 2-2. The thing I do like with Ball State, though, is that they're pretty consistent home and away. So what you see is what you get type thing. Where the Toledo, tough at home, right? 3-0, 3-0. This will probably be the. I know normally they put one of the games on ESPN. I'm pretty sure this might be it because Toledo is a good football program. But looking at the record, 7-3. Look at that. They're the Ball State 7-3 at Toledo, and maybe take the plus. Let's see what my calculator says here. Let's go with the old calculator. Let's see at Ball State. And let's do Ball State right here. And let's go Toledo. And let's see what the old survey says. Toledo. And survey says home team by 13.75, 57.12. And what do we have? What's the Kogo at? No, where am I here? All right, what's the Kogo at? 50. Okay. You know what? Wow, 49.3. Let me see what some of the books have on this total right now. Is there any line movement on this game? Let me see if I can click on here. Okay, no, nothing right there. So not a lot of line movement. What is 52? So the numbers, no, hang on here. 50.5. All right, so it's at 50.5. The line's not moving. Boy, my forecast here on the analytics has the under, but the Kogo's at 58, but my calculator also has it at 57. I'm going to take Ball State plus 11. I know it's probably a beer and pizza money pick. You got to be neutral 17 days, A neutral 17. I kind of like that they're neutral and they're a B-type team. So I'll take Ball State plus the points here tonight. Give me Ball State. Kogo pretty high in that game. Yeah, exactly. The Kogo is pretty high. And if you're new to the Rain Report, Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. The percentage play. I give you the percentage play on the spread right here and the percentage play on the straight up factor. So whenever you see the cow, think straight up. If you see COC, think against the point spread. And the Kogo is the over-under, right? The percentage play on the over-under. I'm just going to take a quick look down here. I kind of like that Ball State is 7-3 in their last 10 visits. 2-7-1 to the under in their last 10 visits to Toledo. Holy Toledo, right? Let me see here. Coming off 4 unders. Wow, so the Ball State's coming off 4 unders. And how do they do at Toledo? Pretty 8-4 against the point spread since 96, so that's not bad. Let me see any other stats that are jumping out at me. Toledo, not too many check marks here on Toledo, right? So yeah, so if you do like this game, I probably would lean towards Ball State plus 11. And we'll monitor that line during the day. Let's go to the final game tonight on the MAC board. And it is November 8th. Hope you guys having a good Ruby Tuesday. Eastern Michigan, the Eagles, a -7 road favorite against the Zip. Over-under in this game is at 56.5. I do have a 36-21 victory for Eastern Michigan. The over-under landing on 58.1, so we do like it to go over the total. The Zip 0-5 in their last 5 on an 8-game losing streak. They only got 1 win this year. And let me see, who was that win against? Hey, hey, I know it's not Connecticut. Normally, your first instinct is Connecticut, right? But not this year. Hey, Mora Jr.'s got that team playing really well. It's funny how our instincts kick in like that, right? Akron, yeah, they're not beating Tennessee. Liberty to Bowling Green. What did they beat? 21-28, 27-23. Where's that 30-23? Okay, my blind here or something? 31, 55-34, 28-21. 33-27. Okay, I think we got a little mistake here. It says 1-8. I don't see the 1-8. I don't know where we're getting this victory unless one of these things are wrong. Am I seeing things different than you guys, or is there an Akron victory in here? 21-26, 52, nothing. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the first one. Hello, 30 against St. Francis. All right, you can tell it's almost it feels like a Monday, but it's a Ruby Tuesday. All right, so looking at this game here tonight, Eastern Michigan -7, 1-5 against the point spread in their last 6 visits to Akron. Yeah, you know what? not really a barn burner of a game you want to handicap, right? Let me do a little reset button here, and let me see Akron against let me see here. No, Eastern Michigan. Sorry, Eastern Michigan against Akron. So we'll go Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan against Akron. Survey says. And the ATScalculator.com likes the away team to win by 16.2. The over-under at 57.05. 57, but look, we got 58 right here. So it likes it to go over, but the Kogo's too high. Anytime the Kogo is like, everybody's going to be on the over, right? When you look at the Kogo's at 80%. A lot of people be on the under. A lot of people be on the under because they'll see last three. So they're, normally recreational players will look at that and say, oh, you know what, last three went under both times. This is going to be a low scoring game. But the fact that the Kogo is pretty high, I like when the Kogo is between 45 and 55. I give it a 10% difference. So this way, from market psychology and you and the bookmaker, I don't like I don't like if the player has the edge or the bookmaker has the edge, right? I like it when it's in the middle, and that's what they like it too, right? When you look at, when I showed you guys at the top of the show, when I do the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, the bookmakers always got that over under right there in that 50% mark, right? And when you see a Kogo at 80%, to me, it's just if it looks too easy, it probably isn't, right? That's the way I'm programmed. All right, so yeah, don't really like this game here tonight. 36. I do like probably Eastern Michigan to win the game straight up. I do have them winning by 15 right here, but I don't like laying points. So if there is one game here tonight, I think the game Ball State plus the points would probably be the way I would lean tonight. All right, let's get to the National Hockey League. And hey, who owns the Chiefs?
Joe owns the Chiefs.
I don't know. All right, let's get to the National Hockey League, and let's go to our dashboard. And let me see here. Any questions out there on any of the games for tonight? And let me just get to the NHL. We'll use our NHL board right here. And some St. Louis, Boston. Boston Bruins. Man, they're didn't see that coming this year, that they'd be that good after losing Cassidy. All right, the game here tonight in Ottawa, you got the Vancouver Canucks, and the panic button is being pressed here in Ottawa. These guys are panicking pretty bad, and I don't blame them. This team, they got no defense. They're not playing well, and it's just the role players aren't doing the role, and Ottawa's a mess. Hey, they got no offense.
How about our offense?
When are we going to get it together? All right, the Ottawa Senators taking on the Vancouver Canucks. The Sens a -130 favorite. The over-under is 6.5. And you know what? I'm going to use the since it's a pretty low-key Ruby Tuesday, I'm going to go with the rain report. Let me use the full rain report. Hey, let's go full Monty on this one here. Let's do the Vancouver Canucks and the Ottawa Senators. Sens 4-6 last 10. Vancouver, but you know what they say, right? Misery loves company, and apparently they're going to meet at the Canadian Tire Center tonight. And Ottawa on the puck line 7-3, 7-3 to the over for the Canucks. And the one thing you want to look when you're looking at the rain report is that look at the line. Like if you go back to the rules of the rain report, right? Let me just bring up my golden rules of sports betting, and let me just wait for this to come up here. Let me do this. Oh. What am I doing here? Okay, let's do this. All right, so let me go back to the golden rules of sports betting. And every time you know when you're doing your picks, always remember the first three, right? Value, percentage played, performance cycle. So what's the value? I got Ottawa at -260. Look at the line, -130. Ottawa undervalued tonight, according to the DMVI, and +120. So if fair market value, if you do like the Canucks, the percentage play to win this game straight up, you got to give the edge to the road team. Look at that, 43.3% chance of winning on Vancouver, and that's based on previous teams that are in the exact situation. Both these teams, I give the algorithm some simulation of some coming off situations what both teams are in, and according to the teams in the past, and anytime I talk about the percentage play, that's exactly what I'm going to get the winning and loss records. 43.3, 42. So basically a coin flip, right? Kogo's at 27%. That's because a lot of these games have gone over the total. Look at the record between these two teams on the total. 13, 6, and 1 to the over last 10 games combined. So you can see they do like this one to Let me see. The Kogo's at 27%, so it does like it to go under the total. Vancouver against those C-type teams. So 2 C-type teams, 2 beatables. They are 1-3 on the road against the C-type teams. Ottawa, 1-1. When Vancouver travels to the nation's capital, they are 5-5 straight up, 4-6 to the under, and they got the Montreal Canadiens on deck. And Ottawa is going to play at New Jersey, a very good New Jersey Devils team, which I'm going to go see in a couple of weeks here in Ottawa. And looking at Ottawa,
Struggling.
Yeah, they are struggling. They're a mess right now. I'm gonna have to lean with Vancouver right now. I think I got to go with Vancouver. I just don't like the way this ends, but there is a do factor here. But I don't know. Teams on a 5-game losing streak. Let me see if I got that stat. Teams on a 5-game losing streak this year in the NHL are 2-4 in their next game. Home teams in the NHL this year on a 5-game losing streak are only 2-4 in their next contest. I'm going to have to lean with the Vancouver Canucks. Yeah, they're playing a little bit better after that slow start, right? So I'm going to have to lean with Vancouver. All right, let me get to the next game here. Let's go to Minnesota. You know what? We're all over the place here. So I'm going to have to go in this order here. Let me go. All right, let me go Minnesota, LA. It's going to be a little bit off because the pull-down menu, but this way I get to keep my order, right? There she is. There's my good friend.
Put that coffee down.
Coffees for closers, and Gloria K is the closer, and hopefully you're feeling better, Gloria, and glad to see you into the bullpen on a Ruby Tuesday. All right, Minnesota Wild taking on the Los Angeles Kings. Now the Kings -110, over under is 6.5, and let me get my probable starting goalies. Yeah, probably forgot to do the Ottawa goalie, probably Talbot and Thatcher Demko most likely for the Canucks, and Demko and Talbot. But tonight for LA and Minnesota, most likely Fleury and Quick. And let me see if I'm quick on the button to get that. Fleury and Quick, yep, pretty good right there. And looking at the value on tonight's game, -182. So a lot of good value tonight on Minnesota, who's not playing that really great hockey. Last 10, 5-5. Same thing with the Kings. So basically going into tonight's game from a market psychology point of view, both these teams are probably in the same type of performance cycles, and looking at the chances of winning, 64.6 but 68.7 for the Kings. And how does Minnesota do in LA? 5-5 straight up in their last 10 trips, where the Kings are 4-6 against the Wild. And Fleury will probably be, I don't know if Fleury will be the difference here tonight, but looking at the forecast, I do have a 3.1. And here's the thing, right? You look at the forecast, which I don't put a lot. The thing with the forecast that I will put some emphasis on is the total, right? Because it's an average. It's just an average of previous teams, and it's always going to be around 3-2. It's always in that same average. This is what's more important: the chances of winning, right? So whenever you're using the Raymond report, take this with a grain of salt. If you use it really for the total, but look at this for your percentage play. Kings 68.7. It's a pretty good record. It's a pretty good percentage record. 3-3 at home. The Minnesota Wild 3-2 on the road. Boy, that's a tough one. And they're 5-5. This is a coin flip. I'm gonna take the value, even though I don't see the listed value here. I think -110 is pretty good. And what's the puck line? What's the puck line on this game? Let me see. NHL, LA Kings. Survey says puck line. A little bit extra. Yeah, -1. No, I'm not laying 1, and I'm not laying 260 on Minnesota. All right, I'll do my picks at HockeyPickscom in just a minute, and you'll see who I like in this game in just a few minutes. But it's looking like a coin flip right now. Let me see the last game. 5-4 Panthers. Yeah, beat the Panthers. 2-1 against Chicago. 5-2. Stars are a good team, man. Dallas is, Dallas, Islanders, New Jersey. Those teams, here's the thing. I'm going to give you guys a list of teams to watch out for. Watch out for New Jersey, Dallas, Winnipeg, Carolina, Islanders, Tampa Bay, Edmonton. Those are teams that, you want to put on your radar when you're betting those teams, especially New Jersey, Dallas, and the Islanders. Those are teams from a market psychology point of view. You're going to get really good value betting on those teams right now. All right, let's go to the next one. The original 6 classic matchup tonight at the Bell Center in La Belle Province de Quebec in Montreal. And this is going to be a great... oh, no, it's not in Montreal. It's in Detroit. Sorry. It'll be in Detroit. The Little Caesars Arena, is that what they call it? I'm just used to saying the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. -165 is the line. 6.5 is the total. And over-under at 6.94. Actually, you know what? let me throw you guys a curveball real quickly, because that other game is really I'm thinking about Minnesota and Los Angeles. Let me see what survey says. Away team. Okay. All right. Just want to before I forgot. Let me see here. 6-4 straight up the last 10. You know, Detroit, big win, 4-game win streak. Remember I told you guys, Detroit was my long shot to make a hedge this year to make the playoffs, and then you start hedging with them on. Let's hope it works out. They're 5-2 at home this year, 3-3 on the road. Montreal 2-4 away from the Bell Center. They're on a 3-game losing streak, losing 6-4 to the Vegas Golden Knights in their last game, 3-2 against the Jets, 4-1. So
Struggling.
Yeah, they are struggling right now. I'm going to have to lean with Detroit tonight. -145 is the line. A little bit overvalued, which I like. You guys know that, right? You know, anytime I look at the value, I'd rather take a team that's overvalued than a team that's undervalued, right? I'd rather spend that, remember my pizza analogy? I'll take that $40 pizza than a 2-for-1 for $5, right? Give me the $40 deluxe. I'll take the Red Wings tonight. And what's Montreal's record in Detroit? 5-5 in their last 10. So this, and look at that. Detroit playing the Rangers, and normally before playing the Rangers, they are 15-4 at home. Wow, that's a pretty good record right there. Detroit, all right, we did that one. Edmonton, Tampa Bay. I don't know if Edmonton were thinking ahead last night in Washington to this one, but they got burnt last night against the Washington. You got to tip your hat off. The Capitals they got the job done. They won 5-4 tonight. The Edmonton Oilers going into Tampa Bay, taking on the Lightning as a 140 road underdog. -160 is the line here on the Bolts. 7 is the total. Look at that, a touchdown. Hey, there's gonna be a touchdown maybe scored tonight in Tampa Bay, and it won't be the Buccaneers. So it'll probably be the Lightning. And both teams 6-4 entering tonight's contest. -170 is the line here on the Tampa Bay Lightning. 56.2% is the percentage play favoring the Tampa Bay Lightning. Edmonton coming in on a 3-game losing streak. Now, the thing I do like with Edmonton, though, they are a B-type team that is neutral against B bullish. So I think you're going to get more value playing the Edmonton Oilers. And the fact that are on a 3-game losing streak, I think they from a skating perspective, like you look at McDavid and all those guys at Nugent Hopkins, an older team, right? Stamkos, Kucherov. When I look at this team, it's like the senior beer league hockey, right? If you ever played beer league hockey and you play like a young team, when I was playing, we were an older team, and when you play these young teams, they want to skate you into the ground, right? And the older guys, it's just nice passing, tuck, passing, right? But when you play a young team and it just full of piss and vinegar, these guys, that's what it's going to look like tonight. You're going to get a team. And the one thing I really admire about the Tampa Bay Lightning is nothing phases these guys. Nothing phases them. They can be down 3-0 in the second period. They get to the third period, and like you go to the washroom, it's like, wow, tie game. This team is really incredible to watch. Cooper's done a good job with this team. Looking at tonight, the only thing I really don't like is the Oilers net goaltending. Jack Campbell against Vazzy. I like Vazzy, man. Vazzy is probably, to me, he's one of the top 2 goaltenders, top 3 in the league. This is a tough one. I just don't like the fact that this is a desperate Oilers team coming in tonight. 56.2% chance of winning, and this is a journeyman 7-5 record. This has been a hard fought 7-5. If you follow the Lightning like I have, this is, you look at their scores, right? Look at their scores. 6-2 they lose to the Pens. 3-2 to the Flyers they lose. 3-2 they win by 1. They beat the Islanders by 2. They lose to the Kings. They beat the Ducks, not a really good Ducks team, by 2. They beat the Sharks by 1. They beat the Senators by 1. So you look at like this is a Pepto-Bismol type team, right? 4-3 they lose to the Canes. 5-3 against a pretty good Buffalo Sabres team. So you don't get, like, if you look at the score, it's not dominant 7-2 or 7-1, and we don't see that much this year in the NHL, right? I saw one the other day with New Jersey. What is it, 7-1 against Columbus or something like that? Not a lot of blowouts in the NHL this year. So this is why I always stress to you guys, play the percentages, because when you play the percentages in a parity-driven league, this is what you get, right? 1-9, Edmonton. I think that's the mic drop right there. I don't like this record. Edmonton is 1-9 in their last 10 trips to Tampa Bay. Hey, maybe a team out there in Edmonton where all the snow, they get distracted with the hot weather, right? I don't blame them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to lean. I'm gonna have to have a slight lean with the Bolts here tonight, but nothing will surprise me if Edmonton wins, right? They're just a good team. All right, had Washington on the puck line. Morning Isaiah, and there's Isaiah Morrison. I'm not sure I'm betting anything today, not feeling it. Yeah, you know what? A lot of games on the board, but some of these games, sometimes it just doesn't feel right? Sometimes you look at the board and you're saying, you know what? I'm not feeling any of these games, man. And situational handicapping, right? Analytics, situational handicapping, gut feeling, those are some of the things you really got to consider when you're betting on sports. And that's why I do the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And when I showed you the index, right, the SBI, and we look at the market, you got to go with the flow, right? There's a little good saying right there. Go with the flow, and look at that NHL. And when you look at the NHL, a lot of the favorites, and I remember I said this at the beginning of the year, I don't know why it is, I always struggled this time of year. At the beginning of the year, the first month or so, I cruise, and then I hit the roadblock. If for some reason, it's as if like after like 30 days, then things start to the favorites start panning out a bit, and then you get more of the underdogs, and you got to adjust on the fly. Anytime you're betting on hockey, and I'm sure a lot of hockey guys will say that, you know, it seems really easy at the beginning, right? All the favorites are winning, but then all of a sudden you look at this, you know, 66% of the underdogs have won the last 3 days. 51% the last 7 days for the favorites, but it's so tight when it comes to betting NHL hockey, and we'll see what happens tonight, right? It's just some teams are just hard to figure out, and this is why I gave you guys a list of teams. You know, in baseball, I only managed this year. I always follow. If you follow my baseball picks this year, I said, guys, here's the teams that, you know, my bread and butter type teams that I just follow that'll make you money. Tampa Bay, Seattle, Atlanta in the second half, right? And it's all situational handicapping. You know, remember the Yankees, they couldn't lose a game at the beginning of the year, and then when they got to August, they just, the wheels fell off, right? These are teams, I feel that, you know, New Jersey, Dallas, Winnipeg, Carolina, Islanders, Tampa Bay, Edmonton, those are teams you're going to want to watch. Those are teams I think that you're going to get a lot of good value. All right, now Vegas, speaking of good value, the thing with Vegas though, the secret's out of the hat. Once a team is on a good run, like Vegas and Boston, those are your cream of the crop type teams right now for the National Hockey League. And looking at the line, minus 125, I had the line at minus 147. So you can see Toronto a bit undervalued tonight against the Golden Knights. 6.1 is the total. Looking at the starting probable goalies tonight for Vegas, you're probably going to get Logan Thompson against Eric Shalgren. So we'll see what happens there. And let me see here. 8-2 last 10. Vegas coming in on a 7-game win streak. What goes up must come down, right? Hey, Vegas is playing really good hockey. They got a really good team. It's just let me take a look at some of the games here. In Toronto, 6-1, 5. Let me see here. No, 0-4. Okay, here we go. I was looking at their record on the road. 6-1 on the road this year. 5-1. But look at this. A Vegas organization has yet to win in Toronto. 0-4 straight up. So that kind of scares me a bit. Toronto 6-3 off a big win against Carolina. Actually, Toronto's got a couple of big wins, right? 3-1, 2-1 against Boston Saturday night. That was a big win. After, you know, a really bad road trip out west. You remember they lost to the Golden Knights. So Vegas beat them on October 24th, 3-1. Then they lose to San Jose 4-3. They lose to the Kings. Yeah. And you know what? I don't know what it is with the Eastern time zone teams. Anytime they go out west, they just struggle.
Struggling.
Yeah, they just struggle out west, and now Toronto's back in their beds, back in Eastern time zone cooking, and you know now they look like the Leafs again, right? I just can't trust the Leafs. Where's Bo Jackson? Hey, I can't trust your Leafs, Bo, and this is why I'll never bet another Leaf game again. Lean Leafs to get some wins here. Yeah, you know what? If you're gonna play this one here, I think Toronto's the way to go because Vegas has yet to win a game in Toronto. I don't know what it is, right? A lot of teams when they come to Toronto, because a lot of players are from the GTA area, the Greater Toronto area. So a lot of teams have family and friends. It's sort of could be a distraction, but yeah, a lot of visiting teams don't do well when they come in Toronto. But tonight, I think I'll have to lean with the Buds against my will. Hey, don't do that.
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. I think I might have to do that. All right, Nashville taking on the Seattle Kraken. The Kraken a -120 on a 4-game win streak. Hey, Hacksaw got these guys playing real good hockey for a franchise, second-year franchise team, 7-6 on the year, 5-2 on the road, but not good in front of the Faithfuls, right? 2-4 at home this year, and they're 1-1. Nashville is in Seattle, and I don't know when was the last time these two teams met. It was last year. It was a 4-3 victory for Seattle. Seattle coming off a 3-2 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins, 4-0 over the Wild, 5-4. Man, Seattle playing some really good hockey right now. Nashville coming off a 4-3 win over the Vancouver Canucks, 4 win over Flames. Wow, Flames, eh? Boy. Hey, the Calgary Flames.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach
bet with them. Can't do it. Can't bet with them. Hey, just replace the word win with bet.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Can't do it. Calgary. Can't bet them. Can't bet them. All right, 4-1 the Nashville over the Flames, 7-1 the Oilers. You know what? Nashville, let's see what's the road record this year. 3-3 on the road, while Seattle's 2-4 at home. I still think, let me see, who's the probable starting goalies tonight in Seattle? You're probably going to get, let me see here, Martin Jones against UC Saros. Any injuries to really look at? Yeah, Seattle a little bit banged up, but let me see. Chances of winning, let's go to the Raymond report. So the value, -125 is -120, so fair market value. 44% chance of winning compared to 38. I wish it was 40%. 2-game win streak, 4-game win streak, and let me see here. Seattle 2-4. I'm gonna have to lean with Nashville. I'm gonna go with the better goaltender. I'm gonna go with the Preds in this one. All right, I think that's what you guys are. A lot of you guys are on Winnipeg tonight. I didn't do that game yet. All right, let's do Arizona Buffalo. The Buffalo Sabres taking on the Arizona Coyote. -210's the line. I had -170, so overvalued tonight. Arizona in their last 10 trips to Buffalo. They are 4-6 at the HSBC Arena. It was, I think that's what it's called there. And got that out of the left field right there. 6-4 straight up for the Sabre. I do like Buffalo here tonight. I'm going to go with the team that's 4-2 at home. Give me Buffalo over Arizona tonight. They got a B neutral against C neutral. And Arizona, last game, they're coming off a 3-2 win over Washington, while Buffalo losing to an older, experienced Tampa Bay team. All right, St. Louis, Philadelphia, and the good news for St. Louis after a tough loss last night in Beantown is to get right back on the horse and tonight, but doesn't get any easier against the Philadelphia 76ers. Hey, too much going on in Philly these days. You got the Phillies, the Sixers, the Philadelphia Flyers with John Tortorella turning that team around a bit. 6-4 straight up, and Carter Hart. We'll see if Carter Hart will be between the pipes here tonight against Thomas Greiss of the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis 2-3 on the road, while the Flyers are 3-2 tonight at the old, I don't know what's called, the old Spectrum. Remember the old Spectrum? Hey, the Broad Street Bullies. That was some good hockey back then in the 70s and 80s. Hey, a lot of chicklets were lost back then. Reminds me of a good story. I think it was Mario Tremblay of the Montreal Canadiens. They were Butch Bouchard. Remember Butch Bouchard of the Montreal Canadiens? Anyway, supposedly they were taking the train or the bus or the plane to Philadelphia, and it was going to be, I think it was a playoff game, and people were anticipating a rough night. And supposedly Tremblay went to Bouchard and said, "Hey, you know your role tonight, right? You know what your job is tonight, eh? Protect the little guys." Yeah, back then, those the Boston Bruins, the Montreal Canadiens, the Flyers, the Broad Street Bullies, and it was crazy hockey back then, eh? Rock'em sock'em hockey. All right, Philadelphia taking on the St. Louis Blues. Ooh, the Blues. Eh?
Struggling.
Yeah, I gave you a double right there. A double, 4-6 in their last 10, 5-5. I don't know. I can't put my thumb on the Blues. What's going on? Goaltending. I think it's goaltending. They're not getting great goaltending. And let me see what Ryan O'Reilly. Yeah, that's what's happening. When your captain's only got 1 goal a year, 0 assists, Hey, he's
Struggling.
Yeah, he's struggling. Yeah, it's there's gonna be some moves I think done pretty soon there in St. Louis. 6-5. I like the Flyers here tonight. I'm gonna go with the Flyers. Give me Philadelphia over the Blues. All right, the Battle of New York. It's always a great atmosphere at either Madison Square Garden or where the Islanders play. -175 is the line. I got -161, and you can see here 3.2 to 2.7, 5.99. Let me see what the old calculator has here. Let me see what ATS calculator. Let's go New York Islanders against the New York Rangers, and let's see what survey says. Probably the Islanders, right? Yeah, 0.92, 5.72. I do like the Islanders. I don't know what's going on with the Rangers. They had that pretty good start, but then the wheels came off, right? The wheels are just coming off. 3-2 loss to the Red Wings, 5-2 to the Bruins. Only beating the Flyers 1-0. Then they beat a Coyotes team. Everybody beats Arizona. And then 6-3. That's a good win against Dallas. So inconsistent, right? The inconsistent play. But the one thing with the Islanders, man, this team is pretty good this year. 4-3 win over the Flames. That game was played yesterday. And you also have 3-0 win over Detroit, 5-2 over the Blues, 3-1 over Chicago. Yeah, this is going to be a good game. And look at this. They are 7-3 in their last 10 trips to Madison Square Garden. Give me the New York Islanders tonight over the New York Rangers. All right, let's get to your next game on the board right here. Dallas, Winnipeg. I see a lot of people on Winnipeg here tonight. I don't know what's the big love in here for the Jets. Maybe you guys are thinking the Blue Bombers, eh? I know Winnipeg, the Blue Bombers taking on the BC Lions this Sunday in Winnipeg. -120 is the line here on the Dallas Stars. A 6 is the total. I got a 3.3 to 3.6 victory for the Winnipeg Jets. 6.95. Let me see what the ATS calculator says. Let's do a survey. Says Dallas against Winnipeg. Winnipeg survey says, and we do like Dallas 0.64, 5.8 on the total. And what's the total? So we do like it to go under. Kogel's at 55%. Tonight's probable starting goalies, you probably got Hellebuck against Wedgwood. And looking at Dallas on a 3-game win streak. Winnipeg coming off a win in their last game, 4-0 against Chicago. And wow, Dallas 2-8 in their last 10 trips to Winnipeg. That's not good. But the good news is, if you do like Dallas, they are 7-3 straight up in the last 10 head-to-head meetings against Winnipeg. But Dallas does not play well. Look at that. Anytime you see red, not good. Dallas 4-3 on the road this year, 4-1 at home. Well, Winnipeg is 4-1 at home, 3-3 on the road. Pretty good record. This is going to be a good game. I just don't like the fact that Dallas struggles in Winnipeg, and against those A-type teams, they're 3-2 on the road, 2-1. I think the under is where you want to lean in this one. I don't think, boy, you know what? And what, 3-game win streak, percentage play. What's the percentage? Yeah, might have to. I agree with you guys. I might have to lean with Winnipeg in this one. And then New Jersey, Calgary. Oh boy, Calgary.
Struggling.
Yeah, struggling big time. -125 is the line. 6.5 is the total. And 5.89 is what we have here as a forecast. Chances of winning this game straight up, 64.7 for the New Jersey Devils. But the thing is, in situational handicapping like this, when the whole world's going to be on New Jersey, that's what scares me. This is desperate time here for the Flames. They lose this game here tonight. That's a 6-game losing streak, and there's going to be some hell to pay in Calgary, because Calgary will not tolerate a losing hockey team. Right, 7-3. That's the good news. They're 7-3 against New Jersey on the road, while the Devils 2-8 in their last 10 head-to-head meetings. So, but you got a fast team in the Devils, 9-3 in the year, 4-2, and their last game was against Calgary. So it was a 4-3 win for the. Yeah, they came back. I remember Calgary was up that game. I think it was 3-1 or 3-0, and they came back to win that game 4-3. But they're coming off a 3-game road trip. Man, this is my uncomfortable pick of the night. I want to take New Jersey, but they're coming off a long road trip since November 1st, right? So a week away from home. This is the first road game. You're playing a team that lost last night against the Islanders. They're going to be in a nasty, nasty mood. And but I can't believe they've only played 2 road games all year. Hey, they played 9 games on the road, only 2 at home. I'm going to lean with the Islanders. I mean the Flames. I'm going to have to lean with the Flames. All right, let me go make my picks right now at HockeyPickscom. And again, you can make your picks each and every day right here at HockeyPicks.com. What you do, Once you sign up, go to make picks, but you want to follow people. So go to most followed and go to the players with the good records, right? You look at the top scorers. Yeah, your best bet is to follow the top scorers. So follow Rory, Mike, and Tim right here, or you go to the most followed. Just click on follow my picks, and each time you make your selection, you go to your following page right here, and you can see some of the guys have already made their picks, so I won't watch it, so I'm not influenced. But, all right, I do like Buffalo Sabres tonight, 58%. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to go 63. I like, I'm going to go Toronto because Vegas is yet to win in Toronto. I'm going to lean Vancouver, 53%. The Blues and Philadelphia, I'm going to have to go Philly, 56%. I'm going to go Islanders, 56%. Actually, you know what? A little bit lower, 54. I'm going to go Calgary, 52. I'm going to take the Bolts here at 53%. I'm going to lead with Detroit at 56. I'm going to take Winnipeg at 50. Yeah, you know what? 56. 54. You know, 54. And I'm going to take Nashville at 55. And I'm going to lean with, man, this is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Kings. I'll go with the home ice advantage, 52%. Kick save. And then I go look at my picks. And then what you want to do is once you're there, go look at your picks and then compare your picks with the other good pickers, right? You say, okay, everybody's on Buffalo tonight, so that makes me feel good. I'm on Calgary, so is Proline. Okay, I'm on the Islanders, so is Proline. Canuck Down Under's on the Rangers. He's on St. Louis. We're both on Philly. I'm on Vancouver. These guys are on Ottawa. See, none of us are. I don't think we have. We have one consensus so far. And then we got Toronto, Vancouver, Vegas right here. We're all on Tampa Bay. There's 2 consensus, 3 consensus with Detroit. I like Winnipeg. These guys like Dallas. I like Nashville. So we got 4 consensus. I like the Islanders. And then you look at the end here, gold, silver, and bronze pick. So if you ever want to do like a 3-team parlay, so what we do here at the end, the gold, silver, and bronze, we take your top 2 percentage play and your lowest high, right? So whatever your lowest pick is with the low percentage play, so that's like your underdog play. So I got Buffalo, Detroit, LA Kings, that would be my 3-team parlay. Canuck Down Under would take Tampa Bay, Buffalo, LA, which is also a good parlay right there. And then you take Buffalo, Seattle, and Vegas. That would be a 3-team parlay for Proline. It's a good way if you're a Proline player, like Proline, no pun intended. But if you want to take a parlay, that's a good way to look at to get the people you're following. This is what I call the Twitter of hockey, right? You want to follow the best pickers at HockeyPickscom to help you with your hockey selections. All right, not a lot of we'll go to the. Where's my Iverson?
We talking about practice.
80% club.
Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Nope, not silly at all, because we are talking about the 80% club, and these are the old 80% club. When it comes to the hockey, I like going to the old stats because the algorithms that I had back then, I don't know, they just you get a game like a league in hockey, Major League Baseball, a lot of volume sports. I kind of like this. Vancouver as a road underdog versus Ottawa, last 10, 9-1 to the under. Dallas Stars 8-2 against a Central Division opponent, last 10. Also, when Arizona's a road underdog the last 4 years after a non-division game, coming off a 1-goal win, and they're coming off a road win as an underdog, 2-10 to the under. If you like the Maple Leafs on a Ruby Tuesday, anytime they're a home favorite on Tuesday on 1 day's rest and they score 3 goals or more, 12-3 straight up in their next game. And Toronto as a home favorite, last 5 years, coming off a 4-game win streak, 10-2. I don't know, is it a 4-game or 3-game win streak? See, we had a little bit of an issue with our feed here, so I think that's what's messing things up right here. Let me go to Toronto. I think that's a 3-game win streak, not a 4. Let me go to Toronto. Yeah, we're having a bit of a problem with sometimes the feeds. So if you look down here, you see here, Carolina, we have a double entry. So the team looks at the system looks at it as a win, right? So yeah, that's not good. I got to fix that. 10-1. So anytime the LA Kings are a home favorite during the month of November, coming off a win and an over, 10-1 to the over And let me see if look at this. This is a pretty good one. If you like Tampa Bay tonight, anytime their home team last 2 years versus non-conference opponent, 32-8 straight up in their next game. And those are your 80% club stats for a Ruby Tuesday, November 8th. I thought it was going to be a short podcast. I was looking at the schedule today, and I was saying, you know what, man, there's only NHL, a couple of MAC games, so it's going to be a short podcast. I'll have to stretch it out, as they say, right? But you know what, I don't mind days like today. You got more focus on one sport, obviously with no NBA today, so we gave her hell in the NHL, and hopefully we were able to get you guys some winners today on a Ruby Tuesday, November 8th. All right, folks, that's the end of the show here today. Don't forget, if you do enjoy the show, hit that like button, share this on your favorite social media podcast, and hopefully we are able to get you to the winner's circle tonight and make you some money, right? Show me the money! In the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back here on a wacky Wednesday, and enjoy your night. Harry Carey, get us out of here.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball. To be the man, you gotta be the man.
Joe own the Chiefs.
Owns.
I
don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here? Woo! If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.
Hey, baby!